Fine. Whatever the visuals we have, there will be limitation, guys. Let me open Power BI Desktop. Fine. Let me close this. Let me load some tables. Whatever the visuals we have here, there is some limitation. Limitation means the number of dimension columns and fact columns we can drag is limited. When you take pie chart, into the pie chart, how many dimension columns you can drag is, you can drag only 2 dimension columns. Into the legend, 1 dimension column. Into the details, 1 dimension column. Like this, in the visuals, there will be some limitation with dragging the number of dimension columns, every visual. There are some cases where we need to present some 4 dimension columns and 4 fact columns. Let's take an example. I need to present 4 dimension columns and 4 fact columns. 4 dimension columns and some 3 fact columns. When you want to show 4 dimension columns, we don't have any visual where we can show 4 dimension columns directly. So then you can go and present the data in a visual called table visual. Table visual. The visual we are going to discuss is table visual. When we need to use table visual is whenever we need to present more number of dimension columns data and fact columns data, we can present in table visual. Whenever we need to present more number of dimension and fact columns data, number of dimension and fact columns data, we'll use table visual. Fine. So more number, some 4 numbers, or there is no limit. Into the table visual, we can drag how many dimension columns you want, how many fact columns you want. So for the table visual, the number of field fields we have is only 1. How many field fields you have? Only 1 values. And this is the place where we will drag dimension columns as well as fact columns. This is the place where we can drag dimension columns as well as fact columns. I want to show category wise, subcategory wise, region wise, segment wise. Like this, we can start adding how many dimension columns data you want to show. You can start adding them. I added 4 dimension columns. With that 4 dimension columns, I want to show 3 fact columns: quantity, sales, profit. So this visual, both dimension columns and fact columns, this visuals, both dimension columns and fact columns will show in same field well. Will place in same field well. Just give me 1 second. Fine. Right? Now in the table visual, purpose is simple. Whenever we need to present more number of dimension columns and fact columns data, we can go and present in the table visual. And even the number of field wells is only 1, where we will drag dimension columns as well as fact columns. And only the complex thing here is formatting options, guys. We'll find a lot of different formatting options in the table visual. There are some important formatting options in the table visual. Let's understand about the formatting options. Fine. To explain the formatting options, I'll create one table visual with less number of dimension columns and fact columns. I'll use only 2 dimension columns. One is category, second one is subcategory, third one is sales, and fourth one is profit. 2-dimension columns and 2 fact columns I'm taking. To make it simple, I'll explain what are the formatting options you have. The first formatting option is general. We know about it. Where to place the visual, we can control with general. And the next one is styles, guys. So sometimes people will ask you, this visual, on the top one we call it as header, this one we call it as column headers, the middle one we call it as values, the middle area we call it as values, and the bottom one we call it as totals. They'll ask you to format header with separate font color and background color, values with separate font color and background color, total separate font color and background color. Instead of formatting from the scratch, there are some styles, predefined styles, we can utilize it. If you think that when you use any style here, and it will format header with some font color and background color, it will format values with some font color, background color, it will format totals with it. So if you like any one of the styles, you can utilize them. If you think that the styles are not looking good, we can format it by our own. I'll go with the default. I'll go and format myself. I don't like the default styles what we have here. I'll format myself. So first one is grid, guys. So this three together, this is header, the middle one is values, and the bottom one is totals. All the three together, we call it as grid. So header, values, totals, together we call it as grid. Together we call it as grid. If you want to format all of them in one go, I want to increase header, values, totals. All the three text size I want to increase. If you want to increase the text size for only header, you want to do the formatting in column headers. If you want to format only the values, you need to go and format in values section. If you want to make any changes to the totals, you want to go and format in totals area. If you want to do the formatting for complete grid level, all headers, values, totals, then you need to go and do the formatting in grid. Grid is nothing but all the three together we call it as grid. Go to grid. First one is vertical grid lines. If you want to add one line between each column, if you want to add vertical grid line, something like this, you can go on this here. You can on this and you can choose the vertical grid line color. If you want to increase the thickness of that line, you can increase it. And same way, horizontal grid lines. Between each row, the grid lines is on. If you want to change the color for that each row, you can even change the color. You can increase the thickness and you can write it here. Horizontal grid. And row padding. So sometimes you might think that the values are very close to each other. So I need to have some spaces here. Space. So if you want to add some space between each row, there is an option called row padding. When you increase the row padding, you'll see more space where we can read in the better way. Outline color. Outline color is nothing but header, below the header and values, you're showing some line. Below the values and totals, you are seeing some line. This line, which color you want to show. If you want to change this outline color, we can change the outline color. If you want to increase the thickness of that line, we can increase it. If you want to increase the text size, when you increase the text size, it will increase the text size for header, values, total, all the three together. I can increase the text size. And image height. Sometimes in the table visual, we will even show images. If you show images, if you want to increase the image height or decrease the image height, we'll go and use this option. Very rarely we will show images. When you have images in the table visual, to increase that image height or decrease it, you can go here. Let me show you. Let me show in one table visual some images. So I don't have a table which contains image related data here. I'll bring some table. Get data, Excel, D drive, visuals. I have some images related data, image, click on open. I have some table here, click on transform data. Click on use first choice header. I have place name and the place related image URL. I have it. Click on close and apply. Click on close and apply. Fine. Now I have a table which contains a place name and image URL. When I go and take the table visual, when I drag the place name, it will show the name of the place. And when I drag the image URL, it is showing like a text. It is not showing image. When you bring any table which contains image URLs, what you need to do first is, you need to select that column and you need to go to column tools. In the column tools, you need to categorize the data. There is data category, right? So now it is uncategorized. Now it is uncategorized. Now I want to go and change it to what? Image URL. You need to tell Power BI that it's a image URL. It's not a text. It is thinking that it's a text. When I select this column, it is just giving the data type as text. Data category is uncategorized. When it is uncategorized, it will show some text. Instead of text, it is not a text. It is a image URL. I want to convert it to image URL. Select the column. Go to the column tools. Go to the data category and change it to image URL. As soon as you change it to image URL, you will see image here. And to increase the image size or to decrease the image size, I want to increase some image size here. Go to the format, go to the grid. There is an option called image height. You can increase the image height from here. You can decrease the image height, you can increase it. When your table visual contains some images, if you want to increase the height and decrease the height of the images, you can control in the grid, guys. Very rarely you might have images, but when you have images, we can utilize this option to increase or decrease the size. Fine. We understand grid formatting options. Now we'll go and understand column headers. So let me create the visual again. Category wise, subcategory wise sales, drag the category, drag the subcategory, sales, profit. Instead of creating again and again, I'll copy this visual. I'll paste this visual in each page. Control C, Control V. Copy paste it in each page. Fine, guys. So next formatting option we want to discuss is column headers. If you want to format this column header, you can go and format it. Simple. So when you can go and change the font color, you can give the background color, and we can change the where you want this line. You are having blue line, right? Outline. Do you want the line in both header and bottom, both top and bottom? You can add it. Now blue line got added both top and bottom. Auto size column width. So some columns will have more text, some columns will have less text. So auto size the column width automatically based on the text we have. So by default it is on, keep it on. And what is the font family you want for the header? When you make any formatting in the column headers, it will format only headers. And what is the text size? Where you need to align the headers. Now if you see, the header is aligned to the left side. So this is the column, it is aligning to the left side. Do you want to align the header in the center? You can bring it to center. And word wrap. So what word wrap is on. When word wrap is on, it will show the, if it is not able to show the text in single line, it will show the text in 2 lines, guys. It will show the text in 2 lines. When word wrap is off, it will show with some dots. Wherever you see word wrap, if word wrap is on, if there is no enough space, it will show in second line. When the word wrap is off, it will show with the dots. It will show with dots. I want to show the complete column name. I don't want to show with the dots. For that, what you need to do? You need to on the word wrap. Fine. So these are the different options you have in column header. Same way, I have values. In the values, I have some more formatting option. So in the values, you will find font color, background color, alternative font color, alternative background color. Font color, background color, alternative font color, alternative background color. Font color and background color are for odd rows. First row, third row, fifth row, seventh row. 9th row, 11th row. If you want to format odd rows, you can go and format it here. Alternative font color, alternative background color is for even rows. Even rows. I can change it. What font color you want? What is the background color I want here? I can change it. So it is changing for only odd rows. When you go and change it in alternative font color, it will change for only even rows. Only even rows. I can change the text color. Now if you observe, when you do the formatting here, alternative font color, alternative background color, it will do it for only even rows. Outline, between each row, if you need one line, you can add it. So I'll talk about URL icon. Now within a minute, I'll talk about this URL icon. And same word wrap is on. I explain it. If you have a bigger text, if you want to show in the second line, you need to on the word wrap, and you can change the font family here. You can change the font family for the values. You can increase the text size. You can increase the text size. And there is one option called URL icon. Sometimes instead of showing this URL, what happened? Instead of showing the URL completely, I want to show an icon. Let's take an example. To explain the URL icon, let me bring another table. Get data, Excel, table visual, click on open. I have one table with the name. Let it open. Links. I have one table with the name links. I have the site name and the URL of that site. I have the site name. Click on use first trace header. I have the site name and the URL of that link. Click on close and apply. So in the visual, I want to show that website URL. I want to show site name and I want to show website URL. Let me go and add a new page. So I have some new table. In that table, I have site name. For that site, what is the URL to access it? I can go and drag the site name. I can go and drag the URL to access it. By default, it is showing complete URL here. Okay, no problem. Even though when it shows complete URL, when I click on this, it is not taking me to the website. So it is not working as a URL. It is showing like a text. It need to work like a URL. When I click on this, it need to go to company website. How can you make it as a URL? It need to work. For that, what you need to do? You need to select site. You need to go to column tools. You need to go to data category, and you need to tell that it is what? It's a website URL. It's a website URL. When you tell it as a website URL, which one I made it? Sorry guys, not site, link. Select the link. Go to the column tools. Go to the data category and change it to what? It's a web URL. You need to change it as a web URL. When you change it as a web URL, now they are working as a link. Now when I click on any URL here, it will take me to the website. It will take me to the website. Now, sometimes what clients will ask you is, instead of showing complete URL here, why don't you show one link here? So just link. So URL link, URL icon, we call this as URL icon. Why don't you show just URL icon? When I click on the icon, I need to go to the website. For that, you can select this, go to the format, you can go to the values. In the values, you'll find an option called URL icon. Instead of showing complete URL here, as it is occupying a lot of space, you just show a link URL icon here. When you on this, it will show like a link. You can reduce it, and this time when you go and hover on this, it will behave like a link. So you can even click on this time, it will go and take you to the website. Only thing is, previously you are showing complete URL. So previously you are showing site name and the link. This time we are not showing the complete URL. We are saving some time and space by just showing the link. Behind the link, you'll have the URL only. So whenever you want to show some links like this, instead of this complete URL, you can do it in, you can on the URL icon. You can just select it, go to format, values. In the values, you can on the URL icon. When you on the URL icon, you will get the icon. When you stop it, it will show complete link. So totals, if you want to format the totals, we format the header, we format the values, and we want to format the totals. If you want to format the totals, this one, this area, you can select the visual, go to format, totals. You can find So sometimes we don't want to show the totals completely here. I can just stop showing the totals. So now I'm not seeing any options. We are not even showing the totals. If you want to bring it back, you can bring it. So instead of totals, if you want to give any other name, something like grand totals or something, you can change the name here. And you can change the font family, font color. You can change the background color. And we can change the font family and text size. We can do the formatting related totals in the totals area. Fine. Next one is field formatting. Sometimes we need to format each column with a different font color and background color. Each column. When you want to format each column with a different font color and background color, you need to format it in the field formatting. Field formatting. Let's assume I have a sales column. I want to show the sales values in thousands. Now you are showing complete sales number. To read the complete sales number, it is taking time for me. I want to show the sales value in thousands or in thousands K. I want to show it. So whenever you need to format any column, you need to go to field formatting. First I'll format category column. Go to field formatting. So you can select any column which you want to format. For now I need to format category. You can select category. What is the font color you want for that category column? What is the background color we want for that category column? And where we want to align that categorical values. The categorical values, they are aligning to the left side. Do you want to align that furniture to the center? You can bring it to center. And do you want to apply this formatting to the header also? Apply to header. By default, the formatting, whatever you are doing, it will be applicable for only values. If you want to apply this formatting to header, you can apply it. If you want to apply this formatting to the total, you can apply it. Apply to header, apply to totals case. So each column, if you want to format with different font color and background color, you can do it in field formatting. Once after category, I want to format subcategory. Quickly, let me select some background color and font color. Where you want to align it, center, same options you will find. You'll find apply to header, apply to totals. So here I want to format sales column. I want to show sales values in thousands. Just go here, select the sales column. You can go and select display units. As soon as you select sales, when it is a number column, you can find an extra option called display units. How you need to show display units? I want to show in thousands. Look at this, the values are showing in thousands now. After decimal places, how many decimal places it is showing? 2 decimal places. I don't want any decimal places. I want an integer number. Just make it 0. Just make it 0. And what is the font color you want? You can choose it. The background color, we can choose the background color. Do you want to align that values in the center, sales values in the center? Do you want to apply it to header, apply it to totals? You can do it. Any column, if you want to format individually, you can go and format it in field formatting guys. So quickly let me format profits also. So profit values also I want to show in thousands. I can select thousands. And display units, let's take two decimal points, no problem. Font color and background color. Where you want to align the values, in center I want the values. Apply to header, apply to values. Fine, leave it. So that is not that much important option. Sometimes when I have a sales column, instead of showing complete sales number, so here I have a sales column. Sometimes when I have numbers, instead of showing complete numbers, they might ask me to show in thousands. How can you change in thousands? Only sales column values I need to change it to thousands. Select this column. Where you need to go? Format. You need to go to where? Field formatting. Which field? Sales. And you can go and select display units to thousands. They might ask you to show, I don't want 2 decimal places. Show it 0 decimal places. It will round. Right. Next time they might ask you, wherever there are negative profits here, whenever negative profits are there, I want to show red background color. There are some combination negative profits. I want to show red background color. There are some combination where we have positive profits. I want to show blue background color. We call that as conditional formatting. It is important. In the table visual, conditional formatting is important. Wherever the negative profits are there, show red background color. Wherever the positive profits are there, show blue background color. You can go to conditional formatting and you can do it. Which column you need to do conditional formatting here? Profit column. Just go and click on profit column. And what we are expecting, there are a lot of different types of conditional formatting: background colors, font colors, data bars, icons, and web URL. We'll talk about each one. For now, we are planning to show background color on this. By default, when you on it, the least profits, you'll have light blue color. The highest profits will have dark blue color, dark. So by default, it will do color scale, guys, color scale. So it is doing the formatting based on color scale, based on sum of profits. Lowest sum of profits, light blue color; highest sum of profits, dark blue color. There is an option called diverging. When you select diverging, lowest values light blue color, middle values yellow color, highest values dark blue color. You'll get three colors there. You'll get three colors there. I don't want diverging. I want to define rules. When the profit is from least number, minimum number, when the sum of profit is starting from minimum number till less than 0. Less than 0 means till -1. I want to show background color as red color, guys. Add new rule. Starting from 0 till maximum number. Till maximum number, I want to show background as blue color like this. Look at this here. Wherever the subcategory, the negative profits are there, it is showing red background color. Wherever the positive profits are there, it is showing blue background color, guys. Sometimes instead of background color, they might ask you to show just text color. Text color. Let me copy paste it. Text color. Look at this. Sometimes they might ask you to show, I don't want background color. Wherever the negative profits are there, show with red text here. This text color, change the text color to red. Wherever the positive profits are there, change the text color to blue. Select this, go to format. Again, where you need to do the conditional formatting is conditional formatting. Which column means profit column. This time not the background color, it is font color. Again, it will give a color scale. Instead of color scale, what I need here is, instead of color scale, I want to go and define the rules here also. Same rules. From minimum number till 0, show the color red text. Sum of profit starting from minimum value till 0, show red text. And starting from 0 till maximum, show blue text. It will change the text color, guys. Wherever negative profits are there, it will give red text. Wherever the positive profits are there, it will give blue. Instead of this text, so wherever the negative profits are there, they're asking to show up arrow. Up arrow. Wherever negative profits are there, they're asking to show red down arrow. Wherever negative profits are there, I want to show red down arrow. Wherever the positive profits are there, I want to show up blue arrow. Something like this. I want to show some icons. Beside the number, I want to show some icons. When you want to show some icons, go to format. Again, conditional formatting. Which column I need to format is profit column. This time it is not background color, it is not font color, it is icons. I'll come back to data bars. So, or else let's understand what this data bars is. When you on the data bars, so when there is negative, it will show left side of the data. When it is positive, it will show the bars in the right side. If you want to show negative bars in red color, if you want to show positive bars in blue color, you can format it. You can select it. You want the data bars. By default, the positive bars will show dark blue color. The negative bars will show red blue color. So light blue color. Instead of that, I can go and change it to red, guys. I am giving just red here. It will show in the red. Based on the value they have, it will show bars. If you want some bars here, you can show it. I don't want the bars. I'll stop it. I don't want bars there. I want icons. When you want the icons, by default, so from 0 to 33% of values, it is giving red diamond. 33% to 67% of values, triangle, and 67 to 100%, it is giving some green circle. I don't want this. I'll remove these rules. I want only up arrow and down arrow. Starting from the minimum value till 0, I want red down arrow. Red down arrow. Add a new rule. Starting from the 0 till the maximum number, I want green up arrow. Green up arrow. When you go here, you will find the symbols. You can use it. I want to use green up arrow. So when the sum of profits or negative values, red down arrow. Sum of profits are positive values, I want to show green up arrow. It will show only two symbols. Wherever the negative profits are there, it will show down arrow. Wherever the positive profits are there, it will show up arrow. Okay. Now this icons I want to show right side of my data. Now the icons are there in the left side of the data. I want to show right side of the data. Select this, go to icons, just go and show right side. So you are seeing icon layout. So where you want to show that icon, left side of the data, or you have an option right side of the data. So both we are showing data and the icon. Sometimes people will ask, only show icon, I don't want to show data. Number I don't want to show, just show up arrow or down arrow. If you want to show only icon, there is an option icon only. When I press OK, it will show only icon. How can you bring this icon to the center? I want to bring the icon to the center. Where can you find the formatting option? You can find it in field formatting. When I go to field formatting, I can go to profit. When I go somewhere, alignment, where I want to align that values is center. When I click on center, the values will come to center here, that icons. Like this, if you want to show icons, only icons you can show it, or right of the data and icons, you can show it, guys. The next one is web URL. There is one more formatting option called web URL. So what is that web URL is? So here if you observe, in the first visual, we are showing complete URL. Instead of showing complete URL, in the second visual, client asked me to show URL icon. Sometimes clients will ask you, don't show the complete URL text, don't show the icon, make this work like a URL. So why don't you give the URL, this URL behind this text? Now, one way to go to the website is you need to go and click on it, you will go to the website. This is one way. The second way is you can go here, you can click on it. So in both the cases here, as we have a longer text, to reduce the size, we use this URL icon. So here still client is telling why you want to keep another column here. Why don't you make this text work like a URL? Why don't you keep this text behind this text, this URL? So behind any text, if you want to send some URL, if you want to make this to work like a URL, you need to do the formatting in where means. This time I have one visual where I'll drag the site. So I don't want to drag the link, I don't want to show complete, or I don't want to drag the link column, I don't want to show the URL. I just want to make this text work like a URL. Behind this text, I want to show this URL. Behind the text, if you want to show that URL, this time go to format. You want to go to conditional formatting. The conditional formatting you have, what is happening? So not conditional formatting, icons, font color, what happened? Sorry, right. Okay. So this is not a web URL, guys. This is what? Uncategorized. Leave it to uncategorized. Unfortunately, previously, I want to make this column as a web URL. I even make this column as a web URL. I want to change it, guys. It is just a text column. It is just a text column. Go to conditional formatting here. This time you will find web URL. Behind the text, I want to give one URL. So that you can go and format it in the web URL. Click on. So this time there are three types of options, guys. When you are trying to format any column, look at this. When I try to format the profit column here, go to format, conditional formatting. When I try to format it, three types of formatting you'll find: color scale, rules, by field value. We've seen what is color scale, we've seen what is rules, and there is one more formatting option called what? Field value. Let's understand that field value now. Now when you are formatting this like a link, you need to go and use a formatting option called by field value. Conditional formatting, site column, web URL. This time you don't find any other options, only the option you'll find is field value. So behind the text, I want to show a field value. So how you need to format it? So first time for A/B trainings, wherever the text is coming, for the text, what is the link I have? I want to give that link behind the text. So I want to give that link here. So wherever A/B trainings is coming, for that A/B trainings, whatever the first link we have, I need to bring that link, I need to give it behind this text. For that, what we are trying to do is click on web URL. I want to format by field value. I can go to the links table. In the links table, I want to select the link. Behind the text, I want to give the link. So first link or last link it will select. So now when you select first or last, there is no difference. So there are some cases where we will have same name and same link multiple times. That time, so if you want to take first link or last link, you can take it. But this time anything is fine. I have only one time. This text changes as a link this time. I want to stop this total. How can you stop this total? Where you can find it? Totals. Just go on, stop this. This time I don't want to show separate column for my links. This column itself, behind this column itself, you are showing the link. Look at this. When I hover on the column, you are seeing the link. When I click on this, it will take you to the website. So very rarely you might visualize the URLs data. If you have URLs data, sometimes they will ask you to show complete URL. Sometimes they will ask you to show just link. Sometimes behind the text, they will ask you to show a link, guys. This is conditional formatting. So these are the different options you have. When you select any column, we can format based on background color, font color, data bars, icons, and URLs, web URLs. And the next one, remaining options are same. Title, background, lock aspect, border, shadow, tooltip, visual header, same formatting options which we seen with other visuals. Anybody have any questions about? So here in the table visual, the purpose of the visual is simple and field wells are simple. Only one field well where we will drag both dimension columns and fact columns together. Only thing is the formatting options. In the formatting options also, important formatting option is conditional formatting. Sometimes when you create a table visual, they'll ask when the numbers are negative, show with some color. When the numbers are positive, show with some color. Only conditional formatting is important. Remaining are okay. Anybody have any questions about table visual? Any questions?
Unmuted.
I already shared one material with the name Power View material. You can find it in the Power View material. You can find that files. Yeah, every data will be available in that Power View material.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is data mining called? This is called data mining. What is exactly data mining?
No. Data mining is nothing but predicting the future, forecasting, data mining. Look at this here. That is not data mining. So I have a visual where I have year-wise sales. I have year in the axis. I have sales in the values. So I have 4 years data. I want to forecast what might be my sales in 2018 year. What might be sales in 2019 year. Something like this. When you want to forecast the values, you can just go to analytics where you can find some forecasting options. So when you go to the bottom, you will find an option called forecast where I can forecast, add how many years I want to forecast the value. Coming 2 years, I want to forecast the values. Click on apply. It will tell you what might be your sales in 2000 year. I have data for 2014, 15, 16, 17 only. What might be my sales on 18? What might be my sales on 19? It will tell you. This comes under data mining or forecasting.
Okay, thank you.
So in the analytics, you can find some options, adding constant lines. So for all the visuals, you don't find this analytics option. If you look at this, for column, so when I go to table visual, you don't find an option called analytics. Are you seeing any analytics options here? No. So for 99% of visuals, you don't find analytics option. There are some visuals, line chart, you will find analytics option. So when I take line chart, when I'm showing year-wise sales, there is an analytics option where we can add constant line. Let me show you something like this. I want to show year-wise sales. Every year, I'm expecting a constant sales of 0.595 million, guys. What I tried. Okay. So let me enable the data labels. Every year, I'm expecting a constant sales of 0.5 million. I want to write some constant line. So when I write some constant line, so when the sales values in that year is less than that constant value or high or more than that constant value, you can see it. A constant, what is the sales I'm expecting? 0.5 million. So go to where you can add that constant line is in the analytics. When I go to analytics, there you will find an option called y-axis constant line, x-axis constant line. So I want to add the constant line here in the y-axis. Let's try to add here. Add. So what is the value you are expecting? Constant line. Are you getting this value? What happened? 0.5 million. Okay, it is. I am not supposed to add in x-axis. I need to add that to y-axis. Go to y-axis and let me give constant line. What is happening? Oh, let me remove 0. 0.5 million. One more 0. So you are adding one line and you can change that line color and you can change the transparency. So you are adding, I am expecting a constant sales of 0.5 million every year. 2014, I am not able to reach it. 0.15, I am not able to reach constant sales. And 16, we are doing more sales than constant value. And 17, we are. So like that, you can add a constant line or minimum line, maximum line, average line. You can do it, or forecasting. Some advanced things when you want to do, you can go and add it here, guys. Fine. So not all the visuals you can find it. Even the column charts also you can find it. I have category wise sales. In the column chart, how can we show category wise sales? Just drag the category column to the axis and drag the sales column to the values. So every category, I'm expecting a constant sales of, sorry, not this data label. Every category, I'm expecting a constant sales of 0.5 million. You can go and add one line here. How can you add it? Go to analytics. Only one option you are finding in analytics for this is what? Only constant line. You can click on add and how much it is? One more 0. 0.5 million. Or else I'm expecting constant. So every value, every category is crossing that constant sales what we are setting here. If you want to add some line, something like this, you can go and add it in analytics. Very rarely we might utilize that option. With the line charts and column charts, you can utilize it. Only you can find that options with line charts and column charts. Fine. In this category, there is one more visual called matrix visual. Matrix visual. Let's talk about matrix visual. Sometimes people will like to see the data in matrix visual. So I want to show region wise or else category wise, year wise sales. Category wise, year wise sales. To show category wise, year wise sales, we can take one table visual. I can drag the category column. I can drag the year column. I can drag the sales, which will show category wise, year wise sales. Instead of showing category wise, year wise sales like this, so I have 3 categories, 4 years. 3 into 4, 12 rows it is showing the data. When I want to read the data in the 12 rows, when I want to refer any combination of data, technology 2017, what is the sales? I want to refer in 12 rows. Technology 2017, what is the value? To refer one value in more number of rows, it takes time. The same data we can present in much better way using matrix visual. I'm taking matrix visual. In the matrix visual, you have 3 field wells this time. In the rows, what you need to show? In the rows, I want to show category column, category, and in the columns, what I need to show? I need to show years in the columns, and in the values, what we need to show? We need to show sales in the values. This time, so we call it as table format, and we even call it as matrix format or pivot format. Pivot format. So this time, same data, there is no difference. Previously, when you are showing in 12 rows, now you are showing in just 3 rows. Data you are showing in 3 days. If you want to see technology 2017, what is the sales? Technology 2017, the intersection of this two is the technology 2017 sales. Here and there, the value you will see is same. 2,71,000, 2,71,000. When you want to refer one value in less number of rows, matrix visual will help us. So instead of keeping the values in more number of rows, you can keep it in less number of rows, something like this. Whenever you need to show the data like this in both rows and columns, whenever we need to present the data, now you are showing in everything in columns. Whenever you need to present in rows and columns, you can just go and present it in matrix visual. This is one purpose. We need to use matrix visual. There is one more purpose why we will use matrix visual is sometimes you are repeating the furniture value for 4 times. You are repeating the office supplies values for 4 times. You are repeating the technology for 4 times. I don't want to repeat these values. Only once I want to show furniture. Only once I want to show office supplies. Only once I want to show technology. I'll show you. Here, we can even drag multiple columns, guys. Or you drag only one dimension column, right? You can even drag second dimension column. You already have category. I can drag ship mode also there. So when you add multiple dimension columns, what it will create? Drill down visual it will create. It will create a drill down visual. Even into the columns, you can drag one more column. Now you have here, right? You can even drag region also. So when you add multiple columns in both rows and columns, it will ask, do you want to drill down based on rows or do you want to drill down based on columns? Let's assume I want to show category wise, region wise sales. Category wise, region wise sales I want to show. When I want to show category wise, region wise sales, in the rows already category I have. In the columns I have year now. Instead of year, we are planning to see region. I want to drill down based on what this time? I want to drill down based on columns. I want to drill down based on columns. So just when you want to drill down, go to next level. This time it is showing what data? Category wise, region wise, sales. So if you want to drill down based on the columns or rows, you can drill down it. Or else if you don't have in columns, it will show category wise, year wise sales. If you want to see ship mode wise, year wise sales, go to next level in the hierarchy. It will show each ship mode, each year, what is the sales. So if you it will allow to drag into the rows and columns, you will drag dimension columns also. It will even allow to drag multiple dimension column in the rows and columns. When you drag them, it will ask, when you drag it to only one rows, it will just show drill down. You can use these options directly. It will drill down on rows. If you even add it to the columns, one more column, it will show whether you want to drill down on rows or whether you want to drill down on columns. We can drill down. You can utilize the drill down options here. Let me remove it. I want category wise, year wise sales. Okay. One more purpose is, so this same visual, I don't want to repeat this category values again and again. Whatever the category values they are repeating here again and again, I don't want to repeat them. I want to show only once. For that, I can take a matrix visual. This time into the same rows, I'll drag category. Into the same rows, I'll drag year also. And into the values, not columns, into the same rows, I'll even drag year. And in the values, I'll drag the sales. Still it is not showing the format how I am expecting. There is an option called expand all down one level in the hierarchy. When I click on this, I'll see how I am expecting. Still it is showing category in the same column and year in the same column. I want to show category in separate column and year in separate column. When I want to show category in separate column and year in separate column, you can go and select the format. And there are formatting options which are related to row headers. There you'll find an option called step layout. By default, step layout is on. Step layout means category and years. Category and years. Instead of steps, I want to show in 2 different columns. Just stop this. When you stop this, now you are able to see furniture only once. Each year, how much is the sales? And all the years together, furniture, how much sales you have. Office supplies. Instead of showing the data sometimes like this, client will expect to see the data like this. So how I got this? Again, let's see. Instead of writing this furniture and again, I want to show the subtotal for the furniture here, and I want to show furniture only once, and I want to show the subtotal. You can even minimize it. You can see other thing. You can even maximize it. You can minimize this like this. You can show it, or you can even maximize this, and you can see office supplies each year how much it is doing. What is the total? So sometimes clients will expect to present the data like this. How I am presenting the data like this? Just I am taking a matrix visual. So in the matrix visual, in the rows, I'm dragging category. In the same rows, I'm dragging year. And in the values, I'm dragging the sales. Now, still it is not showing the format how I am expecting. You can go to format. You need to format row headers. Go to row headers. There is an option called, so before we go and stop this tuple layout, you need to expand all down one level in the hierarchy, which will show both category wise, year wise sales. I want to stop the tuple layout. So when you stop it, you'll get the data as expected. Now I don't want to show this drill down options to my client. Is there any option where we can stop these options? So when I save this report, when I publish this report, when I share this report with my client, I don't want to see these drill down options which are there in the top. Tell me, is there any option where to stop it? Visual header, correct. You need to go to format. There is an option called what? Visual header. In the visual header, you will find a lot of options here. So if you want to completely stop the visual header to the client, you can just stop it of this. So I want to show some options. I just don't want to show these 4 options. When you just don't want to show these 4 options, what you can do? Go to the format, go to the visual header, and you can format it. You can stop it. So I don't want to show drill on drop down. I don't want to show drill up icon. I don't want to show drill down icon. I don't want to show next level icon. So still I am seeing why. I'm the developer. Developer will see that. When you save this report, when you publish this report, when you share this report with the client, client will not see that 4 options. So they just want to see the view like this. They don't want to drill down this visual anymore. They don't want to drill up. They don't want to drill down. Whenever you want to stop this, you can go and stop it in visual header. This complete area, we call it as visual header, guys. So any questions about matrix visual? So then you want to take, instead of here, you want to take what here? Subcategory. Category wise, subcategory wise sales. Now when you take it, furniture, what is this? Chairs, how much furniture? I take here, you can take even subcategory. Furniture altogether, how much? Under each subcategory, how much it is? You can show it. So these are the visuals which we mostly used, guys. I discussed a lot of visuals. I completed all the first row of visuals. I completed all the second row of visuals, third row, fourth row, and in the 5th row, we discussed till here. So what are the visuals which we mostly used? I discussed it. So if you go and check any sample reports and dashboards which was provided by Microsoft, you'll find the same visuals, guys. I'm logging with user 35. So might be you'll have hundreds of visuals. Let me log in with user 35. In Power BI, might be you'll have hundreds of visuals. 99% of the cases, whatever the visuals I discussed so far, we'll use the same one. If you want to learn any new visual, take an example. My client is not satisfied with the visuals what I know here. They're asking to use some new visual. When you want to learn any new visual, so only 3 things you need to learn. First, learn what is as we learn almost more than 35 visuals, mostly we will use the 35 visuals only. When you want to use any new visual, you just want to learn 3 things about the visual. First, learn purpose of the visual. Purpose. And learn about field wells. What field wells it contains, where to drag dimension columns and where to drag fact columns. And learn about the formatting. Formatting options. If you know about these 3, you can start using any visual. So I'm telling that. So let me show you here. Let me show you. So there are some reports which was provided by Microsoft, sample reports. I'll bring and I'll show you. Get data. There are some samples. I'll bring, there are different retail analysis sample, sales and marketing sample. I can click on anything, click on connect. We'll get some sample reports and dashboards. Let me show you the reports and dashboards, retail analysis. This is the report. When I open the report, go and check the report. You'll find the multiple pages. Report will contain multiple pages. Go and check that. You'll find the visuals which we already discussed. What is this visual? Pie chart. This one? Card visual. Card visual. This one? Card visual. This one? What column chart it is? Clustered column chart. Clustered column chart. What this is? Map visual. Bubble map visual. What this is? Scatter chart. Scatter chart. So when you go and check it, so this is column chart. This is also column chart. This is area chart. Area chart. This one? Slicer. This one? Scatter chart again. Scatter chart or bubble chart. So same visuals you can find it. Slicer, column charts. This is clustered column chart and map visual, line chart. You'll find the same kind of visuals, guys. Go and open any reports which you have here. Let me even go and open this opportunity analysis sample. You can even find same kind of visuals here. So tell me, what is this visual on the top? What is this? This one, this one. Slicer. Product code is slicer. This one? Card. This one? This one? Tree map. Tree map. This one? Column and line chart. We discussed bar chart. This is also bar chart. This is which map? Field map. What is this? I'll discuss. When I hover here, you are getting something, not a tooltip. You're getting an image. I'll discuss what this image is. So like this, when you go and look at any report, this is again which visual? This is no doubt matrix visual. So they use matrix visual. So now I explain it, right? We need to convert something like this. They converted it something like this. So like this, when you go and use any report, when you go and open any report, you can see the only visuals which I discussed so far, guys. So tomorrow, even if you want to use any new visual, no problem. Just learn 3 things about the visual and start implementing it. That's it. So, but 99% of the cases, whatever the visuals I discussed, those are sufficient. Fine. We'll discuss few more things. So when you look at the course content, what are the topics we have discussed so far is, let me open course content and what are the pending topics we have, we'll discuss. Power View, not this. So we started Power View and we'll see what are the different topics we discussed as part of Power View. So I discussed Power View introduction first, and then we discussed about Power BI desktop user interface, and then we discussed about visual interactions. Then we discussed about filters in Power View. Then we discussed about hierarchies and drill down reports. And then we discussed about visualizations, some introduction to visualizations, then visuals for filtering the data, and then visuals for visualizing categorical data, and then visuals